I didn't think this was gonna like make me tear up a little bit. 2 seconds here.
Jackie and I first met as acquaintances at the bank. We were both working at different branches, and we had a mutual friend, coworker, who had very distinctly warned us to stay away from each other because we were both bad news. And funny enough, I don't think I'm supposed to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyways, we matched on Bumble, and we set up our first secret date at her apartment so no one would find out that we were together, and that's how we met.
So for our first date, because we were working at the bank together, we didn't want anybody to know, like we didn't want to go out in public and be seen. So I actually cooked dinner at my apartment and he came over.
Some of our fondest memories together. I love our trips to Colorado. I love our time spent with family, our family dinners with grandma and grandpa, mom and dad, getting everybody together. Our time with our dogs. And even the smaller things, our time at the gym or just cooking and dancing in the kitchen together. Those are some of my fondest memories.
Some of my fondest memories? Oh goodness, there's so many. I think back to like just cooking in the kitchen, just really simple things like that where, you know, we're just smooth jazz is playing and we're cooking and making dinner and kind of dancing, or, you know, some of the bigger adventures we've had, like, you know, when we got together, I had never seen the sea or mountains, which is kind of crazy. So, you know, my first time seeing the sea was with him, or going to Colorado was with him, or just the times that we just sit there and there's just like uncontrollable belly laughter, I guess.
3 things I love about Jackie is she is so caring. She just puts her heart and soul into everything. One thing I hate about Jackie is how particular she is about everything, and we have everything just the way as it should be. And the 3rd thing I love about Jackie is just how much she cares about family. Family is her world, and it's her future and our future, and I can't wait to grow our family together.
3 things I love about Connor would have to be his compassion. He cares so much about the people that he loves. His work ethic, probably the hardest worker in the room. And I'll regret saying this, but his humor. He's so funny. He really is.
3 things that drive me nuts about Jackie are she always wants me to put everything away in its place, yet her things aren't necessarily always in their place. 3 things that drive me nuts about Jackie. 3 things that drive me nuts about Jackie. When I ask a very direct question, a very yes or no question, I don't get any sort of answer to the question that I had asked. The 3rd thing that drives me nuts about Jackie.
3 things that drive me nuts about Connor. 1 is when he puts his feet up when he's gaming and he's got his socks on, so like all the dog hair that's on his socks like sits on our little stand. Along with that, while he's gaming, his headphones are so loud that he'll yell really loud, and I'll be in the middle of work or something, or on the phone, and it's just him, we're flying in, or they're partying over there, like just game chat really, really loud. Or kind of a 2-edged sword here, because I kind of love it, but kind of hate it. His timeliness. Since being with Connor, I don't think we've been late to a single event. In fact, we're always ridiculously early. But it can drive me insane when, you know, we wake up on Saturday morning and I have nothing planned and my eyes pop open and the first thing he has to say is, "What's the plan for today?" But yeah, I still love him.
I knew Jackie was the one for me, again referencing back to family, just seeing her interact with the ones she loves, and how much faith she puts in the ones she loves and how much faith she puts in me. I can't put an exact date or an exact moment on it. It's just over time, as I continued to see her spend time with the ones she loved, I knew she was the one.
I think I knew Connor was the one for me in a really like gradual sense. Like it just kind of crept up on me. For lack of better answer, I guess I could say the first time he told a one-arm joke. My sister is disabled, and it's always been a thing in our family to poke fun or make light of the situation. And I think the first time he made a one-arm joke, I really saw myself with him. Because like this guy fits in the family. It just felt right. It was funny. I don't know. That sounds really, really morbid and horrible to say, but if you know our family, it makes sense.
So I proposed to Jackie. One of our favorite spots is up in Frisco, Colorado. We frequented there a number of times with family, and we had planned a trip during COVID, and I thought that had to get rescheduled. So we planned a trip to Colorado during COVID for the whole family. We had to reschedule. I thought I was being sneaky. I invited her parents, I invited my parents, I invited grandparents, the whole shebang. So everybody's coming to Colorado for a nice big Airbnb fun trip. Little did I know she had seen this coming the whole time. So we get there, and the first night I'm nervous as shit. So the first night I'm just trying to get this ball rolling because I'm sure everybody's wondering, why are we here? And let's just get to celebrating. So there's this overlook on top of this mountain hill, you could call it. And I brought a picnic basket that my mom helped me prepare. Thank you, Mom. So we climbed to the top of this hill, and my mom and her mom are trailing behind us, trying to be sneaky so she doesn't know they're coming to take photos. So we get to the first stop, and I'm like, hey, let's stop here. And Jackie knows. She's grinning. She knows. She's like, no, let's not stop here. Let's keep going. I'm like, okay, let's keep going. So we get the second stop. Let's stop here. She's like, no, let's not stop here. Let's keep going. So finally, the third stop, I'm like, let's stop here. My hands are shaking. My hands are shaking. She knows it's coming. I open the picnic basket. I get down on one knee. Say, Jackie, will you marry me? She's smiling. Of course she will. And that's that. And then here comes Mom and Grandma to take the photos.
Okay, so obviously my whole family knew what was happening, and my mom, she was there, but the way I told the rest of my family, I came back and I showed my dad and my sister and brother-in-law and nephew, of course, my ring, and all excited and everything. I do remember on the car ride back to the Airbnb, one of my good friends, Olivia, her and I worked together, and we were talking about, oh, I think it's gonna happen this weekend. I think he's gonna propose. And so the whole ride up to the hiking place and all the way to Colorado, we were texting, and I was like, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I think this is when. And then up to the hiking area, I was like, I think he's gonna do it now, because the picnic basket and the nerves kind of gave it away. And so when we got back in the car, I think I sent her a photo, and she immediately FaceTimed me, and so we chatted over that, and then got back to the cabin, and I sent the rest of my friends a photo of the ring, and exciting. Yeah.
I think I'm most excited about at our marriage, just working together as a team to achieve both of our goals. So I know she has a lot of goals around building a family, as do I, and getting out of town a little bit, having a big old garden, having some kids running around, maybe a few chickens, absolutely no goats, I'm putting that on the record. And then just staying healthy, getting fit, and meeting our financial goals as well.
I think in the 5 years that we've been together, we've both grown and changed so much as individuals, but as together, that I'm excited to see kind of where that takes us. I'm also really excited to see him as a dad. I know it's not as comparable as you'd like to think, but I see him with our dogs or my nephew, and just kind of warms your heart.
I see us in 5 to 10 years with probably 2 kiddos. 2's our number I think we've agreed on. We'll see if we stick to that. We'll watch this in 5 to 10 years and see how we landed. Again, hopefully with a spot just a little bit out of town where we have a wonderful garden and we're each doing what we love on a daily basis.
I think in 5 to 10 years, we hopefully will have a little piece of land somewhere. 1 to 2 kids running around, still doing what we're doing now, you know, going out, having our date nights, hanging out with friends, still, you know, playing sand volleyball on the weeknights. Again, just kind of growing together, you know, enjoying life.
If I look back on this moment and our wedding in 20 years, I would just want to remember how much we care about each other, and all the small stuff doesn't really matter. All the small problems, I should say, don't really matter. What matters is us and how we decide to grow our life, and what doesn't matter is everybody else's baloney.
So if I was looking back at this video 20 years, and what I'd want to remember in this moment would have to be, you know, with all the planning and the wedding stuff coming up, it's all a little crazy. And I think Connor's been so incredible in all of it. You know, he's done so much of the planning, probably honestly more than I have, which is kind of silly to think of when you think of weddings. It's usually the bride overdoing everything. But I think I just want to remember the teamwork that we've built in the past few months, and the memories that we've built doing that, and just kind of hopefully keep that going into our future.
Jackie, honey, I love you. I'm very excited for us to spend the rest of our life together. I hope tonight's a blast. I hope the honeymoon's a hoot. Here we go to Ireland. Let's go.
You know, they say opposites attract, and I think they really hit the nail on the head with us, because we can be so different, and it works. But yeah, I'm just really thankful for him, and I'm excited to see where everything goes, and excited to spend my life with him and future and our kids. Yeah.